Hello, my name is Caleb Webster, Alt. I haven't made a video in a while. I did graduate from SDI, so I guess that is an update, but this video is going to be about a restoration of a Thompson Center Hawkin rifle, 50 cal. But just to show, here is my certificate. So, congratulations to me. And yeah, I am an SDI graduate. But I have not strayed away from fixing guns. I'm still doing it. I just like to do it on my own. So let's get to the build. A little backstory on this gun. This gun's been in my family for a while. And it's been heavily neglected. I have a little pile of rust, literally a collection of rust that had formed inside of the bore of the rifle. It completely damaged the rifling. There's a shit ton of pitting, but I did get all of the rust out, and it may not shoot as accurately as it once did straight out of the factory, but it is going to function again. So this is why I'm labeling it as a restoration. So the key components here, you know, we got this. I've been rebluing these. Every piece was rusted to shit, and the actual surface of every metal bit, besides the brass, of course, wasn't actually blued. So it was really taking on a natural patina, and I had to clean it all up with some, like a Scotch-Brite pad. I think I did it at first. I got a little aggressive with some sandpaper, and then I finished it off with some, quadruple superfine wool. That's been reblued. The trigger grouping on the bottom, at least, is where I wanted it to be blued, so I blued the bottom. I need a couple more coats on this. This has 1 to 2 coats, while everything else has more. I just got sidetracked. The front sight was on backwards, and it was completely rusted, but I cleaned that up, reblued it. And the only thing that I have yet to do, and that I have not messed with yet, is the lock. The lock has a lot of surface rust. I don't know if my camera can pick it up, but it is gunky, man. And whoever put this gun back together, or put it together, because Hawkin rifles, they come in a kit, you know, so you got to put them together. But whatever jackass put it together, they decided to lather varnish or like shellac or something, lacquer or something, with all of the metal components on the stock. So all of the metal had some form of lacquer or something on it. And yeah, it's just completely rusted. Here's the inside of the lock. As you can see, that brown, that's rust. It's on the mainspring and everything. So this is going to need to be thoroughly cleaned. So I guess that's kind of why I saved it for last. I need to pay really good attention to this part right here. So other than that, what I actually have been working on and refinishing or restoring, here's this. So this is the barrel. It was completely down to bare, shiny steel. The surface was rusted, of course, like everything else. I cleaned that up. It has a natural patina now. I've got so much shit in my way, I don't know if I can show, but it is a Thompson Center Arms 50 cal Hawkin. It does have a natural patina to it. You can't see, but it's got major pitting inside the bore. Major. The pitting goes down, I don't know, from the top, probably a good foot or more, down into the rifling. Right now I'm going through the process of rebluing it, or just bluing it, because I don't think it was blued before. But it's actually coming out quite well. I am using Birchwood Casey's Perma Blue. So just a simple cold blue. It's the cheapest technique that you can do for an at-home gunsmith, man. But so far it's looking good. I'm applying it with a Q-tip. it is applying fairly evenly. The chemical reaction is not happening fairly evenly, although that is taken care of when you use steel wool to burnish the surface and apply another coat. So I am actually getting a fairly even finish. There is no part on this barrel that looks like a completely different color from other parts. It all has black, blue, brownish hues all throughout. So I'm fairly happy with the Perma Blue. It's not really a bad product in my opinion, as long as you use it correctly. And then here is the stock. This is what's going to be the real pain. It is just absolutely covered. I mean, you can see, like, it's just caked on. It's horrible looking. Prior to getting the lock out, the wood did chip a little. So I think I'm actually, once I get all this old varnish off of here, I will be sanding at the stock more to bring it down some to the lock, because there is a slight indentation. As you can see, there are some scratch marks on the patch box on the trap door. That's because it was covered in lacquer and I had to literally scrape it off. So that'll be refinished, probably with steel wool, super fine wool. So all the brass needs to be touched up. The wood needs to be completely stripped of all the lacquer, shellac. I don't know what the hell they put on it, but definitely not something that's meant for gun stocks at all. Besides all that now we just talked about, this gun was missing a lot of parts, like a good amount of parts. Here is the rear sight base. The two screws that were mounted in it weren't even the proper screws. I think the front screw that they used was actually for the front screw to the rib, and the rear screw to mount this sight was the rear screw for the rib. So completely messed up, and this is completely rusted to shit. So there's that, and it was missing parts. That is not a complete rear sight assembly for a Thompson Center Hawkin. So I did some digging. This gun was missing the rib, it was missing hardware, it was missing the clean out screw, it was missing thimbles, ramrod retaining spring, lots of stuff. So I did source the parts from eBay, thankfully. So in here, in this little bag, and this is the entire rear sight assembly, brand new in the package. And these are used thimbles, original thimbles, and it comes with the hardware screws. I wasn't actually upset that the thimbles were used, because the patina on the brass actually kind of matches my brass, even though I might refinish it. It just makes things look like it was meant to be. So other than this, that already came in the mail, I have the clean out screw coming in, I have the rib coming in with the hardware, and that rib is coming in with the ramrod retaining spring still. Once I get those parts in, I will have everything, and the gun will not be missing any parts besides the original ramrod. So I was looking on eBay, and an original ramrod for a Thompson Center Hawkin is like $50, and I don't think I want to spend $50 on a ramrod, at least not right now. So my idea was CVA. Everybody knows the brand CVA, I'm sure. They sell these synthetic range rods. I bought this one for like 20 bucks. Well, they sell another version of the range rod, and it has just the stick. It doesn't come with the handle, and it comes with a different tip. It comes with a tip that a rifle would normally come with, you know, on its original stock ramrod that goes with the gun. So what my idea is here is I'm thinking I can buy another one, another range rod from CVA, because this diameter rod is the exact size of the inner diameter of a thimble, or at least of the original thimble. So this rod is the actual correct size for the ramrod on this rifle. So I was thinking, I'll just buy another CVA $20 range rod, and I'll cut it to size, and boom, I have a synthetic ramrod, at least on the gun, if I need it. So everything, plus this little modification of my little ramrod idea, is essentially completely original. Besides the fact that it is an actual matching parts. So, but it's a muzzleloader. We can't tell that because there's no serialized numbers on all these parts. So, other than that, though, that's how it's going. Birchwood Casey's Permabloom. I'm using, the company's called Grip. You can get these at, like, your local Walmart or Meijer, but these are awesome, man. Just get a whole pack of different size and shapes of Q-tips. This is great for gunsmithing. This is great for mechanics. This is great for a lot of things. But that's what I'm using. I am using the bigger sized ones to apply. I am using normal size Q-tips for the smaller bits. Let's talk about what I did, or how I went about getting the rust out of the bore. So I was watching some YouTube videos about what are the best ways to get rust out of a bore of a rifle, specifically a muzzleloader that has been completely neglected. I found a couple. There's not very many good videos on YouTube of cleaning a bore of a rifle that has extreme rust and pitting. But what I've come across is, I've heard of people taking pieces of a Scotch-Brite pad, which I have done. I had to. But taking a piece of a Scotch-Brite pad and running it down the bore and back out. Lots of copper brushes in and out of that thing. So that's what I was using. Copper brushes. I was using a 45 cal Jag to get something thick like this down in there and out. Long story short, it took a while. I spent like 2-3 days literally just getting rust out of the bore of the rifle. I don't have a bore light, so the way I had to improvise is I seen some guys talking on a muzzleloading forum that some guys like to take an empty, I think they said a 38 special casing. They take an empty, spent 38 special casing, they drop it down the bore, and they shine a flashlight. And the shininess of the brass illuminates, and you can see the bore. Well, what I did, I don't have a spent 38 special casing or whatever the hell, but I definitely have, oops, a 50 cal Jag. So if anybody out there that is having a problem, get a good look at your bore and your muzzleloader, drop a 50 cal Jag all the way down in there. Thread end down. You want the flat, shiny surface pointing up. Shine a flashlight down. You can see all the way down that bore and all the way up. And you rotate it to see it, because you can only see the bore at one angle due to the flashlight. So you would rotate the barrel. Sorry, I got a piece of metal stuck in my foot. It's bothering me. And you can get a really good look at the condition of that bore. And that's how I kind of know that the pitting goes down at least a foot or more. And yeah, I got all the rust out, at least as much as I could. I could probably get some more. And leading to that, we're going to talk about a product that I come across. Big 45 Frontier Metal Cleaner. It's specifically made for gunsmiths alike. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, and the bad things weren't even bad. They were just speculations as people thinking that maybe it's not good for the rifle. But I did some research. When you look the product up, it looks ridiculously similar to a stainless steel pot scrubber. But if you do more research, a stainless steel pot scrubber is quite literally made of just stainless steel. There's no other materials. It's just stainless steel. Maybe I could be wrong, but it's mainly stainless steel. Big 45 Frontier metal scrubber cleaning pad is made of a special type of alloy. That special type of alloy allows you to break up rust out of the bore, but it doesn't damage bluing, or it doesn't damage the surface of the metal. So things like a Scotch-Brite pad may not be the smartest thing to run down your bore, but in my case, I had an extreme case of damage in the bore, and I had to get all the rust out. The pitting. The pitting is so bad that I had to run this this copper brush in and out, over and over and over, just to make sure that the very ends of the wire were getting into the dimples that were formed from rust. So with a combination of copper brush, a Scotch-Brite pad which should not be used, and some other things, I was able to get all the rust out of that bore. And it's starting to feel smooth, besides the pitting, of course. The pitting will always add some roughness. So that's something I can look to the future. When I get this gun up and running, I would assume that it's not going to be a very pleasant rifle to shoot, in a sense of if you plan to shoot all day. It's not going to want to do it. You're going to shoot maybe once, twice, and you're going to have to clean the bore before you can shove another ball down in it, because it's just going to get stuck. But that is okay. This is a family heirloom, and my goal is to restore it, and it's not to worry about, oh, if it doesn't perform to absolute perfection. I just want the gun to function, and I want it to fire, and I want it to look good doing it. So I guess that is my update. I did graduate from SDI, like we spoke of. I got my certificate. I am not working for anybody else. I am working for myself. I don't even make money off this. This is a hobby for me, man. I'd like to make money off this in the future, although I am disabled. I'm legally disabled. I have a heart condition. I can't keep up with everybody in this world, man. I just can't. My heart gets too fucking tired, and so yeah. One day, I would love to figure out how I can legally run my own business, being disabled, and make some side dough. But other than that, I'm doing this all on my own. For now, this is a hobby. It's just what I like doing. So, we're going to wrap it up here quickly. I'll probably make some other videos of me actually going through the process and me working on this gun. But this is just an easy update. I haven't posted in a while, so thought I should just get this out there. Maybe get the community interested, at least the people that follow me. And, you know, say something in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this build, this restoration. Tell me if you think it's going well. Do you like the color? I mean, is it looking good to you? It's got like this gunmetal gray look to it going on. I need to apply some more coats, burnish it a little bit more with that steel wool, and I'm hoping to get it a little darker. I don't know if it'll go darker, but I'm trying to get it to go darker because right now the barrel is much darker than this part, and I kind of want everything to match a little bit. So that's what I'm working on, man. Trying to get this shade of gray to go to that shade of a darker bluish black. Like I said, with the barrel is looking awesome, man. I mean, it's got, in person is when you can really see it. On camera, you really can't, but in person, it's got nice black, blue, and brown hues all throughout. So, this is far darker, in my opinion, to the human eye, than that. It's very close, though. So, yeah. We're going to wrap it up there, and I'm going to thank you for your time, and also for watching my channel and sticking with me, man. But yeah, that's the next step. I am just coating these parts to blue them. I'm going to get the rust all off this damn thing. Another thing that has really helped me throughout the whole process of this is a Dremel. Get a Dremel, man. Get a stainless steel wire brush on there. I promise it's not going to damage the surface of the metal or anything else. It literally just removes rust and crud, varnish, just nasty stuff you don't want on the metal surfaces. So this is fantastic. I use this on everything. But yeah, that's it, man. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get back to working on this gun. Maybe I'll get some footage of me actually working, but I don't have a tripod, so I'm having to like prop my phone up in weird places, and yeah, so it's kind of hard. But that's what I'm doing currently. I've also got another build. I'm working on a 22 rifle. I can't for the life of me right now. I don't have my laptop. I don't even have it charged. But I'm working on a vintage 22. It's from like the 1940s. It's old. It was also missing like over 10 parts. It's ridiculous. So I haven't even ordered those parts yet. That's another $200 in the future that I have to spend on that. But these are just some projects that I'm working on, at least with gunsmithing. I'll be restoring and rebuilding that 22, and currently I'm now working on this Hawkin. So yeah. Also, one more thing before we get off here. The video is getting to 20 minutes, 21 minutes. The nipple in the rifle. I took it out, and on the very bottom there is also pitting, and it's a stainless steel nipple. So that just shows that a stainless steel nipple will rust as well and will pit the metal surfaces. So the nipple will be swapped out. There is no significant damage to the nipple where it would cause the gun not to fire, but it's significant enough that I find it annoying. So that's something else I got to pick up locally at the hardware store, thank goodness. But that's what's going on with this build. That's what's going on in my life. So yeah, no more SDI vids. I'm done, at least for now. I got my certificate, I think, maybe, once I pay my loan off and some time goes by and maybe I get bored again, I might throw myself back into school just to get my associate's degree to be an armorer. So I might go back to SDI. It wasn't bad. I know I hear a lot of bad things about SDI, but SDI is great, okay? So just take it easy on them. They're great people. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, man. I'm gonna pay my loans off. I'm gonna continue working on and building guns. And yeah. And hopefully post more for you guys. So video's 22 minutes long, too long. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. See you later.